The giraffe is one of the most distinctive and unusual animals in the animal kingdom, with its unique height and long neck, making it the tallest land animal on Earth. A symbol of both beauty and strangeness, the giraffe walks gracefully and feeds from the tops of trees in a way no other animal can do with the same ease. Giraffes live in the open plains and savannas of Africa, preferring areas with tall trees such as acacia, whose leaves are their favorite meal. Despite their neck length, which can reach 2 meters, the giraffe only has 7 cervical vertebrae, just like humans, but much longer, which gives them this unique advantage. The giraffe is not only tall, but also strong and fast. Despite their quiet appearance, they can run at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour for short distances. This helps them escape predators such as lions and hyenas. Their front legs are slightly longer than their hind legs, giving them a distinctive gait that resembles a waddling or a smooth walk on a runway. The giraffe's eyes are very large, giving it a wide, panoramic view, which helps it constantly monitor its surroundings. Their hearing is also very strong. They can detect the subtlest sounds in their surrounding environment. They also have a very long tongue, which can reach 45 centimeters. Its dark blue color helps them pick leaves from trees with amazing flexibility. Their tongue is rough to protect it from thorns. Despite their long neck, giraffes cannot drink water easily. They must open their front legs wide to reach the water's surface. This position exposes them to danger because it reduces their ability to escape or defend themselves. Therefore, giraffes rely on the moisture in plants to meet most of their water needs, and they do not have to drink often. Giraffes are social animals, typically living in groups called herds, which comprise 10 to 20 individuals. These herds may be temporary or stable, depending on environmental conditions. Giraffes communicate with each other through visual signals and sometimes low sounds that humans cannot hear. This silent communication reflects their evolution and ability to interact with their surroundings. Giraffes are distinguished by their unique skin pattern, consisting of irregular spots that vary from one individual to another, much like a human fingerprint. These spots not only add beauty but also play a role in camouflage and protection from the sun's heat, as they contain blood vessels help regulate body temperature, and their thick skin protects them from insects and the elements. The giraffe's gestation period is very long, lasting up to 15 months. They typically give birth to a single calf that stands on its feet within just half an hour of birth. This is a remarkable moment that demonstrates the strength of this amazing creature. The mother is constantly protecting her calf from danger, especially during the first months, when it is vulnerable to predators. The giraffe's main enemies are lions, tigers, and sometimes crocodiles when they approach water sources. However, they possess a powerful defense mechanism. They can kick with tremendous force using their legs, making them a formidable opponent even for the strongest predators. There have been recorded cases of giraffes killing a lion with just one kick. Today, giraffes are considered endangered due to the destruction of their natural habitats and poaching in some areas. Their skin and tails are targeted for use in traditional crafts. Wildlife conservation organizations are working to raise awareness of the importance of preserving these beautiful creatures from extinction. Giraffes play an important role in the ecosystem, contributing to tree trimming and opening the way for sunlight to reach young plants, which contributes to the diversity of life. Their nutrient-rich droppings enhance soil fertility and stimulate the growth of other plants, making them an essential element in the natural environment. The giraffe's behavior is fascinating and surprising. They sleep for very short periods, no more than a few minutes a day, and often sleep while standing, ready to escape at any moment. Their voice is also inaudible, as they emit very low sounds known as infrasound, which can travel long distances without being heard by humans. Simply put, the giraffe is not just a tall creature with a strange neck. It is a marvel of creation, a combination of delicacy, strength, beauty, and cunning, embodying a wonderful balance between form and function, and deserving of all admiration and protection. The giraffe is the tallest land animal on Earth and is considered a fascinating symbol of the animal kingdom thanks to its long neck and unique shape. Giraffes live in the plains and savannas of Africa and prefer to be found in areas with a high abundance of tall trees, such as acacia, whose leaves are their primary food. Despite their very long neck, their cervical vertebrae are no different from humans. They have only 7, but they are much longer, giving them their striking extension. Giraffes have a very long, blue tongue, reaching 45 centimeters, which they skillfully use to pick up leaves. Its rough tongue helps them eat thorns without harming them. Giraffes face a significant challenge when it comes to drinking water. They must open their front legs and bend down, exposing them to predators. Therefore, they do not drink frequently and rely on the moisture found in plants. Despite their quiet appearance, giraffes can run at speeds of up to 60 km per hour and use their powerful legs as a deadly defense mechanism, capable of. Lions are among the most magnificent creatures God has created, and they have rightfully been dubbed the kings of the wild. These predators combine majesty and power, and are known for their ferocity. But what distinguishes them even more is their unique lifestyle in the wild. Despite the widespread title King of the Jungle, most lions don't actually live in forests, but rather in savannas and vast grassy plains, where they find open spaces suitable for their lifestyle of group hunting and close surveillance of prey. Lions differ from other big cats in their sociality. They don't live alone, as tigers and leopards do, but rather belong to groups known as prides or prides. Prides typically consist of 10 to 15 lions, including a group of related females, their cubs, and one or more males as the leader. While the male is the protector, the responsibility for the hunt falls to the females. These females hunt in amazing harmony, often resembling military planning, stalking prey with a coordinated tactic that showcases their superior ambush and attack skills. Lions' natural habitat is not forests, as is commonly believed, but the open plains and savannas of Africa. These lands offer wide expanses and good visibility, with some vegetation used as camouflage while hunting. However, some lions live in dense forests, such as the Asiatic lions found in the Gir forest in India. Less well known than their African relatives, they possess an amazing ability to adapt to different environments. Lions' hunting style is truly astonishing. They follow an organized group system. They begin by quietly sneaking up behind their prey, taking advantage of the vegetation until they get close enough, then pounce quickly and powerfully. Lions often target large animals such as zebras, buffalo, and gazelles, as these prey provide sufficient food for a large group. However, if these prey are scarce, lions do not mind scavenging carcasses, reflecting their great resilience and ability to adapt to scarce food in harsh conditions. Surprisingly, these predators, known for their strength, spend most of their time resting and sleeping. On average, lions sleep for approximately 20 hours a day. This may seem strange, but it is absolutely necessary for them, as long sleep helps them regain energy after hours of hunting or roaming. Lions often rest under the shade of trees or in relatively cool places to avoid the intense heat of the day. One of lions' most notable characteristics is their communication. Roaring is their primary means of communication, and a single lion's roar can be heard from up to 8 kilometers away. This roar is used not only to demonstrate strength but also to warn other animals to stay away, alert other members of the pride to danger, or to regroup if the group is scattered. Despite this strength and majesty, lions today face many challenges that threaten their existence. Urban expansion and encroachment on natural habitats are reducing the areas in which lions can live and hunt. Poaching, whether for commercial or recreational purposes, also poses a significant threat to their numbers. Among the most affected species is the Asiatic lion, which lives in India and is classified as critically endangered due to its small numbers and limited habitat. Lions are not just powerful predators, they are complex social creatures, characterized by an integrated lifestyle and an Lions are not just predators living in the wild, they are creatures that carry within us a unique blend of strength, awe, humor, and interdependence within their community. Through their way of life and hunting, it is a pleasure to observe the innate intelligence and instinctive coordination that make up one of the most fascinating creatures in the world. A pride of lions is not only a symbol of unity, but also a symbol of solidarity. Lions remain indescribably brave in the hunt, while also acting as protectors and terrifying to all who dare to dare. There is a lesson in every detail of a lion's life. Patience in stalking, collective judgment in hunting, and the desire to achieve energy through nuclear power are all traits that can be contemplated and inspired. Even in the roar of a lion, the sounds that spread across the horizon convey a fundamental message: I am here, this is my land, and these are all the tribes. Although lions will no longer dominate the landscape of wildlife, their future faces daunting challenges that require a genuine exploration of this great heritage. The reasons for its registration and the shrinking of its natural filter are a warning bell calling on us to be more helpful to our environment and more respectful of the balance of living beings that share this world with us. And here's our starting point as humans: lion conservation doesn't just come from combating natural poaching, but also includes supporting reserves, raising awareness, and participating in environmental activities that support these living beings. Not all of you prefer to visit the wild, but we can make a difference from where we are, in word, in deed, and in intention. Because the lion's roar must continue, not as an echo of the past, but as a living voice in a present we respect and a future we protect.
נניח עכשיו היא חוזרת. במצב כזה, עלול להיות פה לא נעים.
לנו?
אני נכנסת בקטע של להגן על הגורים. אני לא מבין תתפלק.
אלינו?
כן. אם היא מאיזושהי סיבה תראה בנו איום. יכול שהיא תבוא ותיקח אותם ותלך. יכול שהיא תבוא ותתיישב. יכול שהיא תבוא ותתיישב. אתה יודע איזה יפה זה לראות את המפגש ביניהם? הם יקפצו עליה. יקפצו עליה. הם כבר בגיל שאם היא צדה, הם ינקים הרי.
Wild buffalo, the giant of the African savanna. The wild buffalo, also known as the African Cape buffalo, is one of the most prominent and dangerous wild animals living in the African continent. This massive animal is distinguished not only by its enormous size, but also by its superior strength and courage in the face of challenges, making it a creature admired by many. Wild buffalo live in diverse habitats, ranging from vast plains to dense forests and grasslands. They often move in large groups known as herds. These herds provide effective protection from predators and allow them to cooperate with their companions in searching for food. Male buffalo can weigh more than 900 kilograms, and their powerful, intertwined horns on the front of their heads are a deadly weapon, making them a formidable opponent, even against the most powerful predators, such as lions. One of the interesting facts about wild buffalo is that, despite their seemingly calm or cold appearance, they are actually known for their aggressive nature. They become extremely threatening if they feel threatened, and it is said that buffalo are unforgiving and unforgiving. They can pursue hunters or anyone they perceive as a threat, even after a long period of time. These behaviors underscore their combative nature and make them feared animals in the wild. Furthermore, wild buffalo play a vital role in the ecosystem. They contribute to maintaining the vegetation balance by grazing, which positively contributes to environmental health. This process is essential for preserving biodiversity, as it helps the growth of diverse plant species and provides a healthy environment for the other animals that share their habitat. Sadly, wild buffalo populations face significant challenges in our modern era. Human activities, such as poaching and habitat loss, have caused their numbers to decline significantly in some areas. This decline serves as a wake-up call for us to reflect on the importance of preserving biodiversity. The loss of even one species can impact the entire ecosystem, calling for effective action to protect these threatened species. Conservation and rehabilitation programs are among the key solutions to address these challenges. These programs contribute to protecting the natural habitats of wild buffalo and support rehabilitation efforts for various species. Environmental awareness and educating local communities about the importance of wildlife conservation are essential to the conservation of this African giant. In conclusion, the wild buffalo is a symbol of strength and courage in the African savanna and an integral part of the planet's natural heritage. Preserving it is not just a scientific responsibility, it is a human duty towards future generations to ensure the continuation of biodiversity in our world. Each of us can contribute to the protection of these magnificent creatures by raising awareness and participating in conservation efforts, helping ensure the survival of the wild buffalo and its peers in the wild for many years to come. Squirrels are playful and important creatures in the ecosystem. Squirrels are small animals that fascinate many people with their quick movements and playful behavior. They belong to the Sciuridae family, which includes numerous species distributed in various habitats around the world. Squirrels are known for their intelligence and adaptability, making them fascinating creatures to study. Squirrels are found in most parts of the world, except for Australia and New Zealand. They live in forests, parks, and urban areas, where they find suitable habitats for their habitats and breeding. Squirrels are classified into several species, including flying squirrels, ground squirrels, and tree squirrels, each with its own unique characteristics and behaviors. Squirrels are characterized by their soft, colorful fur, which varies from shades of brown, gray, and red. They also have a bushy tail, which they use for balance while hopping and climbing, as well as for communication with their family members. The tail also serves as a means of protection from the elements, as they can be covered while sleeping or in cold weather. Squirrels are omnivores, feeding on a variety of foods. They eat nuts, seeds, fruits, flowers, and sometimes insects. In the fall, squirrels store food in special places, helping them survive the harsh winter. This behavior not only helps them, but also plays an important role in seed dispersal, which contributes to the growth of new plants. Squirrels are social animals, living in small groups or families. They communicate with each other through a variety of vocalizations, as well as body movements and signals. They can be aggressive toward each other when competing for resources, but they sometimes cooperate to protect themselves from predators. Squirrels face many challenges in their natural environments, including habitat loss due to urban development, climate change, and poaching. Conserving squirrel habitats is an important part of biodiversity conservation efforts. Many scientists and activists are working to protect these creatures by establishing nature reserves and educating local communities about the importance of wildlife conservation. In addition, squirrels play an important role in the ecosystem, contributing to the dispersal of seeds and plants, which helps maintain biodiversity. The presence of squirrels in the environment reflects the health of the ecosystem, indicating the availability of food, water, and other resources. In popular culture, squirrels are considered a symbol of intelligence and playfulness. These creatures appear in many stories and films, where they are presented as symbols of genius and adaptation. Their gentle and engaging behavior enhances their place in people's hearts, prompting them to care for and protect them. In conclusion, squirrels are fascinating creatures that play a vital role in the environment. Through their flexible behavior and attractive appearance, they remind us of the importance of preserving biodiversity. Protecting these creatures is not just about preserving a single species, it is part of a broader effort to protect the environment in which we live. Therefore, we must all contribute to the efforts to conserve squirrels and their habitats to ensure their continued presence in our world. Monkeys are amazing creatures that combine intelligence and playfulness, and their diverse forms and behaviors are astonishing and intriguing. They are an important part of the ecosystems in which they live and hold a special place in people's hearts, displaying behaviors that are close to human-like, making watching them an unparalleled pleasure. Monkeys live in various locations around the world, from dense tropical forests to open savannas. Some species are adapted to mountainous and cold environments. This adaptability gives them a unique ability to survive. Most live in close-knit social groups based on cooperation and communication, relying on body language and vocalizations to interact with group members. Monkeys are divided into two main types: Old World monkeys, which live in Asia and Africa, and New World monkeys, which live in South America. The two types differ in many physical and behavioral characteristics. New World monkeys often have prehensile tails, which they use as tools to aid climbing, while Old World monkeys lack this feature and rely more on their limbs. One of the characteristics that distinguishes monkeys is their sharp intelligence. They are able to use tools in nature, such as using twigs to extract insects or break fruit peels. Some species have also demonstrated the ability to count, recognizing shapes and colors, and solving simple problems. Some studies have even shown that monkeys can learn sign language and communicate with humans in an amazing way. Social behavior in monkeys is complex and fascinating. They do not live in isolation, but rather bond with each other through strong relationships that may include friendship, cooperation, or even alliances to protect the group from danger. There is usually a hierarchy within the herd, led by a dominant male or female. Respect for this hierarchy is based on strength, wisdom, or the ability to provide protection. Monkeys play an important role in the environment. They contribute to the dispersal of plant seeds when they eat fruits and travel long distances, which helps regenerate forests and promote the growth of diverse plants. They are also prey to some predators, making them part of the natural ecological balance. Their decline in numbers leads to disruptions in the food chain. Despite all this, monkeys are greatly threatened by excessive human activity, such as deforestation, poaching, and the pet trade. This puts many species at risk of extinction, especially those found only in limited areas and lacking natural protection. Therefore, international efforts to protect these creatures are more necessary than ever. It is interesting that some cultures view monkeys as symbols of wisdom, playfulness, or even strength. In India, for example, the god Hanuman, depicted in the form of a monkey, is considered a symbol of loyalty and courage. In some African societies, tales are told of intelligent monkeys capable of deceiving humans and outsmarting other animals with their cunning. One cannot discuss monkeys without mentioning their extraordinary ability to move and move. They possess highly flexible limbs and amazing balance, enabling them to leap between trees at incredible speeds without falling. This makes them the undisputed kings of the jungle. Some studies have shown that monkeys spend a large part of their day playing and entertaining, not just searching for food. It is worth noting that monkeys inspire scientists and researchers in the study of human evolution, given the striking similarities in brain structure, social behavior, and even expressions. Facial expression, some of which are used as models in medical and psychological research to understand brain function and neurological diseases, makes their existence an invaluable scientific benefit. Monkeys are not just animals living in the jungle. They are creatures whose behavior carries profound messages about life, cooperation, intelligence, and a balanced nature that we must protect. It is the human duty to contribute to preserving their environment and preventing their extinction, because their loss would not only be an environmental loss, but also the loss of a living voice in nature. Thus, it appears to us that the evolution of apes was not just a series of physical changes, but rather a long and complex journey of environmental and behavioral adaptations that shaped these intelligent and amazing creatures. From moving skillfully among trees to building complex Kangaroos live an average of 6 to 12 years in the wild, but this lifespan can extend to 20 years in captivity. The lifespan of kangaroos varies depending on the species. The red kangaroo, the largest, typically lives between 8 and 12 years in the wild and can reach 20 years in nature reserves. Gray kangaroos live between 10 and 15 years, while the smaller waller species live a shorter lifespan of only 5 to 10 years. Several major factors affect kangaroo lifespan. In their natural environment, kangaroos face many risks that shorten their lifespans, such as attacks by predators such as wild dogs and foxes, as well as harsh drought conditions that lead to food and water shortages. Car collisions also pose a significant threat to their lives in areas close to roads. Nutrition plays a crucial role in determining kangaroo lifespan. Kangaroos that have access to a variety of grasses and sufficient water enjoy better health and a longer lifespan, while those living in arid areas suffer from shortened lifespans due to a lack of food resources. Various diseases, such as bacterial infections, can cause blindness or arthritis in later life, negatively affecting their lifespan. Kangaroos in captivity live significantly longer lives, as sanctuaries and zoos provide them with regular veterinary care, a balanced diet, and protection from natural hazards. Males' lifespans differ from females, with females typically living longer due to their ability to avoid the violent struggles males engage in over group dominance. Kangaroo babies, called joeys, begin their lives in their mother's pouch, where they spend 8 to 11 months before becoming self-sufficient. Some exceptional cases of kangaroos living unusually long periods have been recorded, such as Matilda the red kangaroo, who lived 19 years in captivity. Kangaroo birth is one of the most extraordinary in the animal kingdom. The story begins when the female reaches sexual maturity at 12 to 18 months of age, with mating occurring at any time of the year in temperate climates. After successful mating, the female enters a very short gestation period of only 31 to 36 days, one of the shortest gestation periods among mammals. As the due date approaches, the female sits propped up on her powerful tail while the newborn, no larger than a grape, is delivered through the birth canal. Amazingly, the newborn joey, called a joey, is in an advanced fetal state. It is blind, hairless, and underdeveloped, weighing no more than 1 gram. Despite its extreme weakness, it crawls independently using its tiny forelimbs from the birth opening to the mother's abdominal pouch, an arduous journey that takes approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Upon arrival in the pouch, the joey attaches tightly to one of the nipples and begins to suckle continuously. Within this warm pouch, the joey continues its development over the following months, gradually developing its eyes, ears, and hind limbs. After approximately 4 to 5 months, the joey begins to leave the pouch for short periods, but returns to it when it senses danger. Nursing continues for 8 to 11 months, until the joey is large enough to fend for itself. Strangely, the mother may become pregnant with a new baby while the previous one is still frequenting the pouch, as her body can produce 2 different types of milk for each. Kangaroos live an average of 6 to 12 years in the wild, but this lifespan can extend to 20 years in captivity. The lifespan of kangaroos varies depending on the species. The red kangaroo, the largest, typically lives between 8 and 12 years in the wild and can reach 20 years in nature reserves. Gray kangaroos live between 10 and 15 years, while the smaller Waller species live a shorter lifespan of only 5 to 10 years. Several major factors affect kangaroo lifespan. In their natural environment, kangaroos face many risks that shorten their lifespans, such as attacks by predators such as wild dogs and foxes, as well as harsh drought conditions that lead to food and water shortages. Car collisions also pose a significant threat to their lives in areas close to roads. Nutrition plays a crucial role in determining kangaroo lifespan. Kangaroos that have access to a variety of grasses and sufficient water enjoy better health and a longer lifespan, while those living in arid areas suffer from shortened lifespans due to a lack of food resources. Various diseases, such as bacterial infections, can cause blindness or arthritis in later life, negatively affecting their lifespan. Kangaroos in captivity live significantly longer lives, as sanctuaries and zoos provide them with regular veterinary care, a balanced diet, and protection from natural hazards. Males' lifespans differ from females, with females typically living longer due to their ability to avoid the violent struggles males engage in over group dominance. Kangaroo babies, called joeys, begin their lives in their mother's pouch, where they spend 8 to 11 months before becoming self-sufficient. Some exceptional cases of kangaroos living unusually long periods have been recorded, such as Matilda the red kangaroo, who lived 19 years in captivity. Kangaroo birth is one of the most extraordinary in the animal kingdom. The story begins when the female reaches sexual maturity at 12 to 18 months of age, with mating occurring at any time of the year in temperate climates. After successful mating, the female enters a very short gestation period of only 31 to 36 days, one of the shortest gestation periods among mammals. As the due date approaches, the female sits propped up on her powerful tail while the newborn, no larger than a grape, is delivered through the birth canal. Amazingly, the newborn joey, called a joey, is in an advanced fetal state. It is blind, hairless, and underdeveloped, weighing no more than 1 gram. Despite its extreme weakness, it crawls independently using its tiny forelimbs from the birth opening to the mother's abdominal pouch, an arduous journey that takes approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Upon arrival in the pouch, the joey attaches tightly to one of the nipples and begins to suckle continuously. Within this warm pouch, the joey continues its development over the following months, gradually developing its eyes, ears, and hind limbs. After approximately 4 to 5 months, the joey begins to leave the pouch for short periods, but returns to it when it senses danger. Nursing continues for 8 to 11 months, until the joey is large enough to fend for itself. Strangely, the mother may become pregnant with a new baby while the previous one is still frequenting the pouch, as her body can produce 2 different types of milk for each. kangaroos offer many benefits to humans in various fields. They are an attractive source of tourism in Australia, with visitors coming from all over the world to see them in their natural habitat. Their healthy meat, rich in protein and low in fat, is also beneficial for nutrition, while their durable hides are used in the manufacture of various leather products. In the scientific field, kangaroos are of great interest to researchers. Their milk is being studied for its antibacterial properties, which may be useful in developing new medicines. Their unique ability to jump with high efficiency inspires robotics locomotion techniques. Furthermore, studying their adaptation to harsh climate conditions helps develop solutions to environmental challenges. Diverse relationships develop between humans and kangaroos. In nature reserves, kangaroos can form friendships with their caregivers, showing curiosity and friendliness toward those who provide them with food and care. However, in the wild, they remain naturally wary of humans, although they may become accustomed to the presence of farmers in rural areas. Some therapeutic centers use kangaroos in animal therapy programs, where their presence helps children with special needs improve their social and communication skills. However, kangaroos are not considered pets. Ideally suited to their large space requirements and physical strength, which can be dangerous in some situations, especially during breeding seasons. Kangaroos remain a symbol of ecological balance in Australia, contributing to the preservation of the ecosystem by controlling overgrowth. The relationship between kangaroos and humans has evolved to be based on mutual respect and mutual benefit, although it rarely reaches the level of close relationships that humans share with traditional domestic animals. Kangaroos have intelligent strategies for escaping danger from the jungle and wilderness, utilizing their unique physical abilities and survival expertise. Kangaroos rely on their keen hearing and powerful smell to detect predators from long distances. They can move their ears independently to detect the slightest sounds when they sense danger. They immediately launch themselves into rapid leaps of up to 9 meters in a single leap, reaching speeds that can exceed 60 kilometers per hour, using their powerful tail to steer their movement and quickly change directions. Kangaroos use a zigzag escape tactic to confuse pursuers, suddenly and unexpectedly changing the direction of their leaps. Their powerful hind leg muscles allow them to execute precise maneuvers while escaping, even over rough terrain. When faced with danger in open areas, kangaroos run toward dense bushes or trees, making it difficult for larger predators to pursue them. They sometimes use the freeze technique, stopping suddenly and crouching on the ground, using their camouflaged brown color to hide among the dry grasses. For collective protection, kangaroo groups form a defensive ring around young and females. Adult males confront danger with their powerful front legs, which possess sharp claws, and they also emit alarm calls, especially cough-like sounds, to alert the rest of the herd. The young aerial kangaroo develops a unique defensive strategy whereby it suddenly leaps into its mother's pouch when it senses danger, while the mother can escape carrying her young in the pouch. This mechanism allows the young to be protected while maintaining their speed. At night, kangaroos prefer to stay in relatively open areas, allowing them to detect danger early. They sleep Deep in the African and Asian forests, where the sun's rays caress the leaves and the wind whispers in nature's ears, elephants walk with confident strides and majestic calm. Elephants are not just massive creatures roaming the wild, they are noble, intelligent giants with a steely memory and human emotions, capable of astonishing us the closer we get to their enchanting world. The elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, belongs to the Elephantidae family. It is characterized by a massive body, large ears that flap like wings, and a long, flexible trunk that it uses as a multifunctional tool. These magnificent creatures are divided into two main species: the African elephant, which lives in savannas and tropical forests and is distinguished by its large ears shaped like the map of Africa, and the Asian elephant, which is smaller and lives in regions such as India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. The elephant's trunk is not just an extension of its nose. It is an ingenious tool containing more than 40,000 muscles. It is used for drinking, bathing, greeting you, and even for grasping the smallest objects. It is an extension of their daily life, their weapon, their voice, and their touch that carries emotion or warning. Behind this immensity lies an iron memory. Elephants are unforgettable, able to remember places and water sources for years, and they recognize members of their herd and their human friends. Their brains contain amazing structures similar to those of humans, enabling them to make complex decisions and express emotions such as joy, sadness, and nostalgia. Elephants live in herds led by a wise female leader, distinguished by unparalleled social and emotional bonds. They mourn their dead, console each other, and dance when they are happy. Their young are the focus of the entire herd, with a gestation period of 22 months, during which the young, or calf, learns from everyone how to survive and thrive in this vast world. Elephants are not only symbols of immensity and majesty, they are also the engineers of the ecosystem. Their constant movement opens paths within forests, and their droppings contribute to the dispersal of seeds and plant growth. During dry seasons, they dig the ground in search of water, providing life for hundreds of other creatures around them. Despite their majesty, elephants face deadly dangers. Poaching for their ivory tusks threatens their numbers, while habitat loss and conflict with humans are squeezing their numbers. The Asian elephant, in particular, is now threatened with extinction, and its voice is disappearing from the forests it once filled with its silent presence. Despite all this, the presence of elephants in the cultures and myths of peoples cannot be denied. In India, the elephant is embodied in the god Ganesha, a symbol of wisdom. In Africa, it is considered a symbol of leadership and memory. In Thailand and Myanmar, it is part of royal ceremonies and identity. One of the strangest things you can learn about these creatures is that they can recognize themselves in a mirror, demonstrating advanced self-awareness. An elephant's heart weighs more than 20 kilograms and beats slowly, as if listening to the whispers of the forest. It communicates via infrasound waves that can travel kilometers, delivering its messages to other elephants. Elephants are among the greatest, most intelligent, and most deeply emotional creatures to roam the wild. They are not only the largest of all land animals, but also the most socially connected and communicative. Elephants live in Africa and South Asia, inhabiting dense forests, vast grassy plains, and areas close to water sources. They require large quantities of water daily, which they drink using their powerful trunks, which also function as a tool for smelling, touching, and pulling objects. Elephants live in family groups led by an older female, known as the matriarch. She is usually the wisest and most experienced member of the herd, leading them in their search for water, food, and protection. Elephants are characterized by strong social relationships among themselves, cooperating and caring for young ones, helping the wounded, and expressing feelings of sadness, joy, and belonging. They also exchange greetings by placing their trunks over each other's mouths or wrapping them around others in a moment of tenderness. Their days moving long distances in search of food, which consists primarily of grasses, tree leaves, fruits, and twigs. An elephant can eat hundreds of kilograms of food in a single day, and may spend up to 2/3 of its day eating. Today, they feed slowly and patiently, using their proboscises to pluck food and lift it to their mouths, and sometimes to remove heavy branches from trees. When the mating season arrives, adult males begin to leave their family groups and live alone or in small groups of males. Males enter a period known as estrus, a period when testosterone levels rise, making them more aggressive and active. The elephant is not just an animal, it is a legend walking the earth, carrying in its steps the fragrance of time and the sound of life. Every step it takes records a story of the earth on the forest soil. Protecting it is not a luxury, it is a commitment to the earth, to ourselves, and to generations yet to come. Let us protect these noble creatures. Let us give the elephant the space it needs to remain the crown king of nature. Let us continue to listen to its footsteps and give the forest the opportunity to tell us its story with its majestic silence. The thick skin of an elephant, up to 2.5 centimeters thick in some areas, is filled with folds and wrinkles that help retain moisture and provide protection from the sun and insects. This layer of skin contains a complex network of tiny blood vessels that help regulate body temperature. Elephants live in complex, female-dominated societies, where mothers lead close-knit family herds. These societies exhibit sophisticated social behaviors, including cooperation, nurturing of young, and even forms of migration. From mourning the dead, elephants possess an exceptional memory, enabling them to remember migration routes and water sources across vast expanses. Elephants are remarkably adapted to their diverse environments, from rainforests to dry savannas. They play a vital role in shaping ecosystems, helping to disperse plant seeds and create open spaces in dense forests by uprooting trees. Elephants are among the creatures that have the greatest impact on their environment after humans. The thick skin of an elephant, up to 2.5 centimeters thick in some areas, is filled with folds and wrinkles that help retain moisture and provide protection from the sun and insects. This layer of skin contains a complex network of tiny blood vessels that help regulate body temperature. Elephants live in complex, female-dominated societies, where mothers lead close-knit family herds. These societies exhibit sophisticated social behaviors, including cooperation, nurturing of young, and even forms of migration. From mourning the dead, elephants possess an exceptional memory, enabling them to remember migration routes and water sources across vast expanses. Elephants are remarkably adapted to their diverse environments, from rainforests to dry savannas. They play a vital role in shaping ecosystems, helping to disperse plant seeds and create open spaces in dense forests by uprooting trees. Elephants are among the creatures that have the greatest impact on their environment after humans.